Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Happy New Day to each and every one of you guys as y'all tap into the live on this morning. Hoping and praying that you guys have had an amazing rest last night. Grand Rising, Rich Rising. Happy New Day to all of my chosen family, man. On this morning, it's your morning walk, word, and worship right here with your girl, Street Poet, and the chosen family. We do this every single morning, Monday through Friday. You can find us right here every single morning, cooking tongue tied. Morning, Monday through Friday, we come over here, we get it in. How y'all doing this morning? Double tap on my screen as you come into the room. Double tap on that screen. It's a good day to have a beautiful day, but the only way that it's gonna be beautiful is if you make it that way. It's a good day to have a beautiful day, and the only way that it's gonna be that way is if you make it that way. You are in total and complete control over the flow of your day. Hoping and praying that you guys woke up in your best mood on today. Good morning, Tia. How you doing this morning? Good morning over there. Is it all I know is Franco. I think that's the end of it. Patient is key. What's up, Tasha? How you doing this morning, man? Y'all double tap on my screen as you are coming into the room. It's a good day to have a beautiful day. Absolutely love you guys, man. And listen, we've been over here. We've been getting to it, right? We've been over here. We've been getting to it, and it's nothing like waking up every single day and being surrounded by so much love, so much positivity, starting your morning all fresh with that fresh pour, that fresh word every single morning, right? It's nothing like it. As we're going ahead and double tapping on that screen, TikTok, y'all know what the goal is. The goal is to get 10K. So I'm gonna wait on y'all to get y'all 10K. Benny Simpson and jumped in already and say, hey, let me get that 200. Appreciate you on that 200, Benny Simpson. Double tap on that screen right now. I need to get 10 badges over there on IG, which is our starting goal. We didn't have the same starting goal for almost 2 years. So yes, let's get to those goals real quick, and then we're going to jump right into that live. Thank you, Crystal Love. I appreciate you popping right in there today. That's what I'm talking about. Getting right into this word on this morning. Thank you, Takesha. How you doing, Takesha? What's up, Amanda? Amanda, it was so good talking to you yesterday, man. I absolutely love your spirit. Good morning, Maria Jackson. How you doing this morning? Double tap on that screen. Doris _127. Good morning to you. How you been? I don't know why I feel like I ain't seen you in a minute. Good morning to you. Thank you, Miss Driver. I appreciate that first badge of the morning. Good morning to you. Hey, Shay. Thank you for checking on me. I appreciate you. Miss Hickman, thank you so much for that badge. Terry West, how you doing? Kim, I appreciate you, Kim. Thank you so much, love. Well, who we got over here? Vita, thank you so much. Danielle, there go my girl, Candace, I appreciate you. Hey, we linking up this weekend, Candace. Leola, I appreciate you. Purple Flowers 93. How you doing? Happy New Day, Kira. Thank you so much for the heart, beautiful. I appreciate you, sis. Listen, I'm out there in Detroit, Michigan this weekend. Detroit, Michigan. I will be out there for the Pearls and Pumps pre-Mother's Day banquet, man. It's going to be a banquet brunch. I will be out there with Monica Bridge, man, and I'm telling y'all, we're going to have us a good time. Y'all know I'm already excited about being out there. So, man, every time I come to the D, it's always a really, really, really good time. So, definitely looking forward to that. So double tap on that screen. We almost there. We got 6.5 over there. You know what I'm saying? So we almost over there. Y'all keep on going. We almost there. Chef Shirley, thank you so much for the flowers. I appreciate you so much over there, man. Y'all double tap on the screen. One thing that I'm gonna say is this right here. Like, you have to be mindful. Like, really, I want to say this, and when I say this, you know what I'm saying, I want you guys to fully understand what I'm saying. Anissa, thank you so much, sweetheart. Listen, I need for y'all to understand. Be mindful of things that people say and do. Okay, and when I say that, I'm going to make it make sense in just a second. Sometimes the enemy thinks he is so crafty. If you guys have not noticed, whenever we're praying, I've been praying here lately, just thanking God for the clarity that he's been given to us, right? Because now we're able to see things and see through things before they actually happen. I can honestly say last year, we did not have the understanding or the clarity that we have this year. This year, we're able to see things for what they really and truly are, which then in return, it makes it very hard for us to just accept anything from anybody because of the knowledge that we now have, right? Double tap on my screen if you've been with me and you understand what it is that I'm saying, because like we've been deep in this word and we've been fasting since September the 1st, right, of last year. So it makes it different. So even when you want to play crazy, you really can't play crazy no more. Anybody having that? Is that going on with anybody? Even you might want to play slow, you want to play like you don't know, and you really can't do that anymore because it's so clear. It reveals right there to you, and you like, man, I'm not finna act like I don't see this. I'm not finna act like I don't understand this. I'm not finna act like that ain't right there in my face. I'm not finna act like you ain't trying to manipulate me, that you ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, twist and turn this. That thing don't even sit well in your spirit no more. When folk move away and that way used to upset you, but now it don't upset you. It don't upset you, but it won't let you sit with it. Anybody? It don't upset you, but it won't let you sit with it. You be up out of there like that. Like, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Hey, y'all have a good day. It's something about it that it's just different for you than it was last year before we went through this big transformation. And now for me, I see and I hear things so differently, right? So now let me make this make sense real quick, right? So I'm strolling social media, and this is how crafty the enemy think that he is. This is how slick and sly the enemy actually think that he is. I see a minister on social media, right? Holding your mind, holding the front part of your mind, right? He's on social media. I see a minister on social media, and he's ranting and raving about the fact that people are now praying on social media. And he says these words verbatim: how is it that you get up every single day? I don't know who he was talking about, but he said, and you put on a face full of makeup and set up a whole production for you to have prayer on social media every single day. How in the world is that godly that you get up every single day and you put your makeup on and your outfit on and you show up to come on social media and you pray every day? And it was thousands of people that was hooping and hollering, that was right there in agreement with him, right? That was hooping and hollering, that was right there in agreement with him, that was, yeah. Oh, he says to go into the secret places of the, you know what I mean? And all that's well and good. But we in 2025, the majority of people are no longer inside of those four walls. They're on social media. Sir, you have to meet folk where they at. You have to meet people where they are. Isn't the important thing is that somebody thought enough about this world to say that I'm going to get up early. I'm going to take the time. I'm going to get myself dressed the same way I will be going to a job. I'm going to get up, I'm going to get dressed, I'm going to take the time, and I'm going to get my makeup done. If she got her makeup done, she got her makeup done. I'm going to get my makeup done. I'm going to put on my best outfit, and I'm going to show up for God the same way that I show up for this job. I'm going to show up full beat. Understand me. I'm going to bow my head right here in front of millions of people online, and I'm going to pray to the Almighty God. Is that not what's most important? I couldn't understand it. No, I could understand it. I said, wow, that's crazy. And I watched the people applaud this, right? This is why I tell y'all, just because things are trending is not truth. Just because people are jumping and clapping and sharing certain things does not mean that that thing is something that is solid, that's factual, because that's not it. Understand me. Jesus met a lot of these people in some of the strangest places. Jesus was known to break the protocol. He was known to do things outside of the norm. Everything won't always be the way that it was years years and years ago. And sometimes for some of these people, you have to understand that there's not a physical altar that they're actually going to. They're going to their cell phones. They're scrolling up. And when they scroll up, they hear a word that touches their heart. They hear a word that grabs their attention. They hear a word and they get locked into that word, and they are saved. They are delivered. They're brought into alignment right then and there. Understand me. Why is it so hard to believe? But the thing that really got me was this. You have a problem with whoever this woman is who got her makeup done and showed up to pray, and you said that was out of the will of God, and that's not how it's supposed to happen. One thing's for sure, two things for certain is, right? If I show up every single day and I decide that I'm going to pray on social media, sir, that's exactly what it is that I'm going to do. Understand? Exactly. I told y'all, 2025, modern day Pharisees. Understand me. You have a problem with a woman showing up to prayer every single morning online, sir? I think we got bigger fish that we need to be out here frying. You got other stuff that you need to be doing. It's like you have to watch people that try to find fault in every single thing a person do. If you pray online, it's wrong. If a woman pray, it's wrong. If a woman preach, then it's wrong. If you show up and you got a word and you don't look the part, then it's wrong. At one point or another, we're going to have to look at, again, stop looking at the people out here and look at Jesus. Look at the way that he lived his life. It was never according to the protocol. It was never in alignment with the protocol. Matter of fact, he called them hypocrites of their own protocol. And now we see why. Well, why do you say that, coach? Because the same preacher that was online talking about, oh yeah, well, how do you get up in the morning and get a whole face beat, a whole face of makeup, and then turn on your camera and set it up so you can go and start praying? It's the same preacher. How you talking about this lady going to pray when you got a whole production inside your church? We see what's going on inside your church because you got cameras set up in your church. So if she's wrong for getting up to go pray, setting up her camera to pray every day, how wrong are you to have your cameras in your church recording your whole production? Ain't that crazy? See, that'll be the thing right here. I'm telling you, this be the thing that gets me about people. Good morning, Miss Cora Jakes. How you doing this morning, sis? It's so good to see you. This be the thing about people for me. Understand me, so judgmental, always looking for people to bash and to judge and to ridicule and to discredit. And I said all of that to say, if you want to get online and pray, get online and pray. If you want to worship God in a Walmart parking lot, then that's exactly what you need to do. Understand me, if you want to stand on an aisle 4 over there in Food Lion and you feel the spirit, then you go ahead and get your praise on right there where you are. Who is anybody to tell you that you can't worship, that you can't praise, that you can't honor God however it is that you want to? Because you can. Understand me, I think that it's so many people right now trying to find and create ways to detour people from, from God. It's almost like they're trying to gatekeep God. You can't gatekeep God. You can't put God in a box and say, oh yeah, well, you can only get him if you have this type of life, and you can only get him if you have that type of life. You can only get this and get that if you have this. Well, he says the ones that you think ain't gonna make it gonna be the ones that's gonna make it. And the ones that you think that is so perfectly in line and got it all together, them gonna be the ones that's gonna be hating from outside of the gate. Understand me? Well, yeah, he ain't said that way, but that's 2025 though. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be hating from outside the gate. You can't even get in. Understand me? This is why it's so important for you to get to know God for yourself. This is why it's so important for you to have your own personal relationship with God. This is why it's important for you to sit down and study your word. This is why it's important to have that healthy prayer life, that healthy fasting life. This is why it's so important for you to make sure that your spiritual journey, you are an active participant in on a regular basis, because folk can tell you anything. Just like that. I watched the video, and after I watched the video, I was like, first of all, the only reason why I continued to watch the video, because I wanted to see how far it was going to go. I wanted to see how far it was going to go, and I said, man, there ain't no way in the world this is what we come to. And there's no way in the world that this is what we come to, but hey, this is what it is. And I think that sometimes, the intimidation when it comes down to female speakers and pastors and apostles and prophets and evangelists and all of this, I think that is really getting out of hand, right? I don't know what it is about when a woman starts speaking that gets them all ruffled and everything. I have no idea, but apparently she had got on his last nerve, and I'm like, man, God dog, it ain't no way in the world you let that bother you to that point where you made that a part of your day to get up online and do all of that. I'm telling you, it's almost like you want to do everything in your power to try to discredit a woman. You know what I mean? To discredit a woman, or to mute a woman, or to shut a woman out. It's like, it's crazy. It's so crazy. But that's, Hey, I just want y'all to know, if you want to pray, pray. If you want to pray online, pray online. If you want to worship online, worship online. If you want to do it in the car, in the parking lot, in the Walmart, in the McDonald's, wherever it is, wherever you feel free to give God his praise, to give him his glory, because he is truly worthy of all the praise and all the glory all the time. Understand that. If we can all agree on that, just double tap on my screen. If we can all agree on that, that's that. Yeah, that's that on that, man. And what we've been talking about here is we've been talking about Christ conscious, right? We've been talking about Christ conscious and the importance of operating with that Christ conscious on a regular basis. A part of what the teaching was from yesterday is to understand the importance of you standing up under the umbrella, right? You have to stand up under the umbrella. So we're going to go ahead and get our umbrella put back up here real quick. It's the importance of you standing up under this umbrella, right? So this is your umbrella. Again, this is you. All right. So the importance of you standing up under your umbrella, right? And real quick, for those of you who was here on yesterday, what does the umbrella represent? In my chat real quick, what does the umbrella represent? Those of you that was here on yesterday, before we move forward, I want to make sure that everybody got it. Up under that umbrella. What's up under that umbrella? That's right, Jackie. That's right, Crystal Love. I see y'all. Come on. Up under that umbrella is your what? That's right, Chef Shirley. Dicking with the word. You got it. LaShonda, you got it. Let's go. Let's go. Up under that umbrella. What is that umbrella a representation of? That's right, Melalicious. That's right. When you're under that umbrella, you're in alignment, Christ covering. That's right, Christ protection, right? So when you are up under this umbrella, right, this is your alignment. This is when you're operating with that Christ conscious. When you are up under that umbrella, when you're operating with Christ conscious, you're operating in the alignment of God's will. Then God does what? He provides you with protection. The umbrella is a representation of that protection, right? A representation of that protection. That's how you should have that in your notes, right? So one of the examples that I gave you yesterday was, I said, if you're up under this umbrella, which means that you're operating in alignment, when it starts to do this right here, this is the rain. The rain starts to come, right? When the rain, see, I'm messing up. When the rain starts to come, right? The rain is raining. That's the rain out there. It's raining around you, but it's not raining on you. It's raining around you, but it's not raining on you. When you are in alignment with the Most High, then you're operating right under God's protection. You don't get wet from this world until you step out of God's protection. You don't get wet from this world until you do what? Step out of God's protection, right? You don't get wet. Make sure it's in your notes. You don't get wet from this world until you step out of God's protection. So as long as you are in alignment, you are being protected. But the moment that you say, I'm going to get my lick back, bring you over here. Though the moment you say, oh, I'm going to get my lick back, I'm going to get on their level, I'm going to lay my religion down, I'm about to come and show them something. Oh, I don't know who they think they playing with. The moment that you get into your feelings, right, you step from up under God's protection and you find yourself over here getting wet by the rain. The moment that you step out of God's protection is the moment that you find yourself from under your umbrella and getting wet by the rain of life. This is why it's so important for you to operate in that alignment on a regular basis. This is why it's so important, right, for you to shut down your emotions on a regular basis. One thing that I taught last year was what? An emotionally driven person is a liability. An emotionally driven person is a liability, right? You're a liability not just to yourself, but you're also a liability to everybody that's connected to you as well. Because when we see the demonstration now, on the illustration, on the board, we see the umbrella. When you see the umbrella, if you and all of your people are up under the umbrella, if you and all of your people, let's give you some people. Let's give you some people. Let's give you some people real quick. If you and, let's just say your best friend, they under the umbrella, your close cousin is up under the umbrella, you know what I'm saying? We're going to put some folks up under the umbrella. This is how it is when you're connected to a person that is emotionally driven. This is why it's so important for you to watch the company that you keep, the people that you're around, because you have to also understand that all of these people, they under here with you, right? These are people that you know and that you love that are under here with you. But the moment, right, they with you. The moment that you step from up under here because of the love that they have for you, then guess what they're going to do? They coming right over here with you, right? So this is how you become a liability to yourself and also to the people that you're connected to. Everybody might not come, but the ones that do come over here with you, right? They coming over here with you. They following you right on out of what? They following you right on out of God's protection. So here you are, a group of people that were following you, that was under God's protection with you. Understand me. There you go. That's exactly right, Gigi. A domino effect. So now the enemy don't just get you, he gets everything that's attached to you. You see what I'm saying? Now the enemy don't just get you, he gets everything and everybody that's attached to you. So now you just destroyed your life and you took the other folks with you. A person that is an emotionally driven person is a liability not just to himself, but everybody that's attached to him. Everybody that's attached to him. Because when people genuinely love you, when people genuinely care about you, then they're going to come with you. If you say, oh, I'm about to go, then they're right there behind you. It's plenty of times, and you're going to experience this on your journey. It's going to be plenty of times when you're going to want to go all the way off, when you want to flip over something, you want to tear something up. There's going to be times when you get into your emotions. And this is why it's so important for you to learn how to sit with yourself for a moment, to release yourself from those negative feelings, that negative energy. This is why it's so important, because some people, they take that line with one go through, we all going through it, they take it very seriously. So if you risk it, they risking it right there with you. And you have to stop and pause for a moment to see, right? Hey, you have to see this thing. Wait a minute, this ain't it. And a lot of times when you utilize the techniques of stopping, pausing for a moment, excusing yourself for a moment, stepping away from that situation for a moment, one of the things that you will learn in that moment is this right here. It ain't even worth my response. Put that in red ink real quick. It's not even worth my response. Sometimes when you step back and step away, that thing that got you so fired up, that thing that got you so mad, that got you so pressed out and all of that, understand me, by the time you step back and step away, a lot of times you will realize it's not even worth my response. It's not even worth it. Even if I say something, you're not going to believe it. Even if I say something, you're not going to receive it. Even if it makes perfectly good sense, because you already feel how you feel, that it's not going to change what you already think. So it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of effort. I'm doing all of this for absolutely nothing. A lot of times you're going to realize that, I should have never said nothing. I should have never done nothing. I should have never even came over here. And now you're dealing with that regret of, I should have just never done it. This is why it's so important for you to exercise these different hacks, these different skills on a regular basis. Let me just step back for a moment. Let me process what's happening for a moment. Let me get me 90 seconds real quick. Let me just slide off to the bathroom. Let me consult who? God. Because as I've told you guys before, what you don't do is just as important as what you do. What you don't do is just as important. Rashawn said, "Woo." Yeah. What you don't do is just as important as what you do. And sometimes, understand me, the biggest thing that you can do is nothing at all. The best conversation is nothing being said at all. It's just simply stepping back, stepping away, and allowing that thing to play out however it plays out. When you're operating in the alignment of Christ, with the Christ conscious, you're saying, I am going to allow you to lead, and I'm simply following. I may not understand it all. I may not get it all. I might not even be on board with it all. If we're going to be completely honest, there's going to be some missions that you're going to be going on that you're like, listen, this wasn't even a part of my plan. I did not see myself here last year, 2 years, 3 years ago. If you would have came to me 2-3 years ago, baby, this right here talking about I'm in a prayer group was not a part of my plan. Matter of fact, I was in Miami with my feet kicked up, with a big one rolled up, and I'm talking about had mimosas and anything else that you can name. They was all over here with me. This was not a part of my plan. I did not know this was going to happen this year, because had you asked me a couple of years ago, I was still running after somebody that wasn't contributing absolutely nothing in my life. If you would have asked me this a couple of years ago, but I would be standing over here cool, calm, and collected by myself and enjoying my own good company, traveling the world and living my very best life over here by myself, I would have told you was out your mind, because I was over there so hell-bent on trying to make a relationship that wasn't really a relationship, was really more like a situationship. I was too busy over there trying to get that to work, and then all of a sudden I realized that thing was never going to be what it's going to be. And so here I am right here today. But I would have never thought that this is where I was going to be. I'm doing what I wasn't planning to do. I'm in a space where I did not know I was going to be. Understand me, I saw my life so differently. Never saw this right here coming. Never imagined that this is what I would be doing, showing up on social media every single morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, social media, watching somebody in a black do-rag, hoop and holler about God, taking notes, and had enough. I done went and got me a notepad with 2 different ink pens, 2 different colors. Nah, this wasn't how I saw my life. And show up faithfully to get it done. This was not my plan. This is how God works. The things that you did not think that you were doing or going to be doing, it's the very thing that you're doing. And when you do it and you feel fulfilled in it. Understand me, you show up and you're ready for it every single time. This is why I tell you all the time that, don't get to that place where you feel, I got it all mapped out. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Then you leading you. If you got it all mapped out and you know exactly what it is that you're doing, then you are leading you. Most people who are operating with Christ conscious, we don't know. We get up every day and recommit. I'm just being real. Like, we don't know. Our favorite line, if God's willing. We don't know from one moment to the next, because I can love this job. I can love this relationship. I can love this situationship. I can love what I got going on. But if God says this time is up, it's time to move. My job when I'm operating with that Christ conscious is to behave the same way that Levi behaved, right? He left that tax booth right over there with all them folks' paperwork in it. He says, follow me. And he left the booth and he went and followed. When Peter, Simon Peter, James, John, and Andrew was out there at the daggone shore, they caught all them fish after they had been out there trying to catch fish this whole entire time and caught nothing. Can you imagine leaving everything after you done worked so hard to get it? But they left it and they followed. You have to be willing to follow. No matter wherever that follow is, you have to be willing to go and do it. When you are operating with that Christ conscious, you have to be obedient at all times. And it's going to be times when you don't know. That's right. You have to be willing to be willing. You have to be willing to be willing. You have to be committed. You have to be dedicated. You have to be obedient. And in order for you to be those things, you have to first be what? You have to be locked in. Thank you so much, Stephanie Hartley, for the Cash App. Thank you. What'd you say, Coach? In order for you to be those things, you have to be locked in. What do you mean by that? How can God give you directions if you're not in alignment? How can you know what your next move is if you're not in alignment? How is it that God is going to show up in your life and give you the tools and the techniques and your next move if you are not in alignment? How does that work? Understand me. How is it that you're going to get your next assignment when you're not in alignment? That's a no for you. That's a no for you. You have to always be making sure that you are making sure that you're in that alignment, that you're locked in with him. Because a lot of times what happens in these situations is what? Oh, I got this, I got this, I got this. And because you get so comfortable in thinking that you got it, that you forget to consult the one who is holding all of he's the GPS. You forget to consult the GPS. So you in the car, use your imagination. You in the car and you flying down the road. You done picked up your speed. Why? Because I got this. Hold on, Carter. What's up, cousin? How you doing? You in the car and you driving full speed ahead. You go near. You feel me? You going through. Why? Because I know this road. I've been on this road before. I mastered this road right here. It's going to be turned. It's going to be a sharp turn up here on the left, and then I'm gonna hit that right over there. But you forgot that there's another side road. Understand me? And just because you've always gone the road this way, you don't never know when God is saying we're done with what we were doing over there on the sharp turn. Now we're gonna take that slight turn over on this way. This is why this is something that you have to do, and you have to do daily. You have to consult him daily. You have to be in alignment daily. Because what happens is you will get to the point where you got it. You ever been to GPS for somebody in a car? Imagine it. Imagine it. You on the passenger side, you holding the GPS, you telling them the directions, and as soon as they flying down the road, I'm talking about going high speed. So you in the passenger seat, imagine yourself in the passenger seat, because I want you to feel the frustration, because we get mad. I know you get mad because I get mad too. You over there and you mad. You mad as all get out, because you like over there saying what you say, y'all, when you the GPS person. Your turn is coming up on the left. Your turn is coming on the left. Why are you growing so fast when you about to turn? Your turn is coming up. You driving like you ain't got good sense, and your turn, you get madder at the driver for missing the turn because you over there telling them that the turn is coming. Now you got to go back down this road. FOMO exes, right? Why? Because they done got so comfortable. They running their mouth. They listening to their music. They doing all of that. Now they taking you what? They taking you all the way out your way because they not listening. They going all the way out the way, doing the absolute most. Now you gain time on your time of arrival. Why? Because they not listening. They done went all the way out the way. They didn't pull you off course. That's right, Shay. All the way off the path. You didn't miss the turn. And anytime you miss the turn, now we have to wait. Not only are we still driving down the road, now we got to wait on the thing to reroute. So we can find a new way to get to that same location. When all you had to do was be paying attention from the very beginning, and that would have saved us time and fuel and the energy from us going back and forth. This is why it's so important that before you make a move, you consult God. Before you sign a contract, you consult God. Before you get into a relationship, start a business, start a brand, you consult God. You put God before every single thing that you do. You honor him before every single thing that you do. Because when you do that, you are saving yourself a whole lot of pain, a whole lot of heartache, a whole lot of struggle. We wouldn't go through half of the things that we've been going through had we consulted God first. Understand me, I can be the first one to tell you, I could have saved myself a whole lot of sleepless nights, a whole lot of missed meals, a whole lot of pacing the floor had we simply consulted God first. But when we get out here and things don't go the way that we wanted to go, we have a very bad habit of, let me help you because you ain't moving fast enough. I need this done and I need it done right now. I need to make this move and I need to make this move right now. I need this to happen in my life and happen in my life right now. And then when you jump out there, thank you, Lady Shugs, I appreciate you. When you jump out there and you make it happen right then in your life and you want it right now in your life, what happened, Kate Michelle? You gonna cry. You gonna pay them in tears. There you go, crying and whining. There you go, falling out on the floor. There you go, mad at the world. There you go, having a whole adult temper tantrum because you jumped out of alignment and went over there and done what you wanted to do. Now you mad at the world, but baby, ain't nobody mess your life up like you. Ain't nobody disappoint you like you. Ain't nobody betray you like you. Ain't nobody walk you like a dog like you. You are the reason for why you are struggling and down bad in life the way that you are. It's because you're continuously making the same mistakes because you keep following you. Because you keep following you. When the word is right there, he says, hey, listen, let me lead. If I lead your life, I'm going to make your crooked path straight. If I lead your life, if I'm the head of your life, I've already conquered this world. Understand me? So there's nothing that they're going to send your way that I have not already experienced. Understand me? What you're saying, Coach? If you allow God to lead your life, He's already conquered. I've already conquered this world. There's nothing in this world that's brand new. There's nothing new up under the sun. I already know how to navigate my way through all these trials, all these tribulations. I know how to shield you from all of this. Understand me? If I'm leading the way and you're following me, yes, there will be times where you're gonna have to knuck if you buck. Understand me? We're gonna have to get prepared to do what we need to do. It's gonna be sometimes, understand me, because it's not gonna always be easy. Understand me? It's not gonna always be easy, but we always have to know how to what? Bob and weave through life. We always have to navigate through drama, through chaos, because it's going to come. There's not going to be any growth and development without opposition, which is what we taught when we came down to the plant. Even the plant got to push through the dirt. Understand me? The plant's opposition is the dirt. It has to push up through the dirt. So just like a plant that is having to push up through the dirt, and the dirt is the opposition, there's going to be some times when we're growing and evolving that we too will have to push through the dirt. We have to push through the dirtiness of this life. We have to push through the trials and tribulations of this life. We have to break through the generational curses and broken behavior of this life. You got to push your way all the way up. You got to push up. You can't expect to grow without some type of opposition. You can't expect to become your best self without some type of opposition. There's going to be some folk that no matter how good you are at what it is that you do, they're going to find a reason to complain. They're going to find an excuse to try to bash you, to discredit you, to say that you are not what you are. Understand me. And you have got to learn how to shut out all of that noise. You cannot, you have to learn how to shut it out. You think Jesus ain't hear the lies? You think that Jesus didn't know what they were talking about? What they were saying about him? He knew full well. He knew their heart. He didn't address every person that has something to say. The Pharisees he's addressed. Remember? He addressed the Pharisees though. Why? He said, because y'all are teachers of the law. So why are you thinking that in your heart? But since you're thinking that, let me go ahead and close your mouth, the mouth of your heart. He said, let me go ahead and close that up for you. Let me show you my power. Let me show you my authority. But there were also times when he knew exactly what was being said and what was being done, and he never said a word. He just did the job. And when the job was done, the job spoke for itself. That's the season that we're in right now. You have to allow your work to speak for itself. You have to allow what? Your work to speak for itself. It's going to be a lot of people that said that you couldn't do it. It's going to be a lot of people that said that you wouldn't be here. It's going to be a lot of people that said, oh no, you ain't going to make it. Ain't nobody from those sides of the track ever made it. Ain't nobody from that family over there. They all about drama. They all about chaos. Everybody that's from over there, honey, they all messy like that. They all carry drama like that. All they do is gossip about each other, gossip to each other, and then about each other. All they do is drag each other through the mud. Oh yeah, it's going to be plenty of negative things that's going to be said, that's going to be surrounding you on a regular basis. But what you give your attention to, what you take on, what you bring into your life, right? Those are going to be the things that's going to grow. Those are going to be the things that's going to grow. Every seed that hit the ground won't take root. Wait, every seed that hit the ground won't take root. Every seed that hit the ground won't take root. They can throw it over there, but it's going to require you to fertilize it. If that's not who you are, why do you keep pouring water on it? If that's not who you are, why do you keep giving it the soil food? If that's not who you are, why do you keep turning that particular thing to the sun and allowing it to shine on it? Why do you keep giving it that type of attention, that type of care? Every seed that's thrown to the ground, baby, won't take root. Understand me. The only way that it's going to do that is if you're fertilizing it, is if you're nurturing it, is if you're giving your time, your attention, and your light to it. Understand me. Without you feeding into it, it's going to do nothing but dry rot. That's it. That's all. It's going to become part of the dust, part of the dirt. That's it. That's all. You have the ability to be able to do it. Stop giving your time, your energy, your effort to things that's not beneficial to your higher self. Things that are not in alignment with who and what you are. These are the things that we have to know and that we have to understand. She says, this is my confirmation. Receive that. Everything shouldn't have your attention, mamas. Everything doesn't deserve your attention. Some people just want your response. They want your response. They want your rebuttal. They want your feedback. They want you to give them a leg to stand on. Understand me? Because when you're not saying nothing, it's hard to misunderstand nothing. You hear me? When you're not saying nothing to them and you're not engaging with them and you staying at them folk face and away from them folks and you minding your own business and focusing on what you got going on, oh baby, they can't misconstrue that. They can't mistakenly inject inject you inside of that. Understand me? It's hard to do that because I'm not over there with you. I don't talk to you, don't say nothing, don't bother you in no type of way, shape, or form. Understand me? And it's hard to be able to put you in that mess. And that's the reason why the enemy baits people the way that he do. He baits you. And how does he bait you, coach? He drops little sprinkles of this and little sprinkles of that. Let me see if I can get him to respond to this. If I say this will get him going. If I do that, that'll get him going. If I come over here, then yeah, he does. The enemy's job is to pull you out of alignment. His job is to pull you from up under your umbrella. Understand me? The enemy is upset with you because how in the world are you still dry when it's raining? How you still dry when it's raining? How in the world is your clothes still looking so put together when it's raining? It's pouring down rain and you walking in here sharp as a tack. I want to know, how is that happening? Because when you are in alignment with the Most High, understand me, he is a what? He's a way maker. Understand me, he's a way maker. He's a miracle worker. He's a promise keeper. Understand me, he's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. I'm going to stay dry. And I'm going to stay dry. The problem that the enemy is going to have with me in 2025, Gigi, is that I'm going to stay dry. I'm going to stay dry. That's going to be the issue. And let me tell you how I know. Because when Moses went out there and he lifted his staff and he parted the Red Sea, the Bible put emphasis on the fact that they walked through the Red Sea on dry land. So if he had it dry for them to walk through, why can't it be dry for me? And I think that it's important that we realize that it was dry. It was dry when they walked through. Anytime you walk through some sand or anything and it's wet or muddy, what happens? It makes it difficult for you to step. You can't pick your feet up the way that you need to pick your feet up because the mud will be pulling you down. The sand, when it's moist, it will be holding you down. So you can't move through it the way that you need to move through it. But when it's dry, you're able to get across it very fast. When it's dry, you're able to move like you ain't moved before when it's dry. So yes, oh baby, yeah, I need for you to understand. I need for you to understand that I'm going to be dry as I'm traveling through. I'm going to be dry as I'm making my way, as I'm pressing my way. I will not allow the storms of this life to wet me up. I'm not concerned with the storm. When I know a man, you have to understand that the winds and the waves, they have to obey him. Yes, sir. Sit down, quiet. Yeah. Why am I going to be concerned with the storms when I know who controls the winds and the waves? When I know who controls the storm? When I know who put the clouds in the sky? When I know who's in control of it all? Why in the world would I be over here? That's my daddy's work right there. That's my daddy's work. Understand me? So when it's raining in my life, I already know what my dad is doing. He's testing me right now. I know what my dad doing right now. He's testing me. He's about to elevate me. He's about to take me to my new level. He's about to change something in my life. He's about to hit me with a reroute. Understand me? This is what he's about to do. So now when we facing trials and tribulations, come on, Riley, let's be real. When I'm facing trials or tribulations in my life, when it starts to kick up, I see it different. My perspective is different. Shifts the whole entire way that you look at that, right? It shifts the whole way because that's exactly what happened with Saul. We're talking about Christ conscious. Operating with the mindset of Christ. When you're operating with the mindset of Christ, you don't see trials like everybody else see trials. You don't see dark hours or dry seasons in your life the same way other people see them. Initially, Saul was what? He thought he misunderstood what Christianity was. Initially, Saul saw Christianity as something that was dangerous, right? It was dangerous. This is what he had conjured up inside of his mind. For him to think that way, which meant what? He had been deceived. Understand me? For him to think that Christianity was something that was an evil thing to do, it had to be what? It had to be deception. Tricked him into believing something that really wasn't what it was. That's what deception is, right? It's the truth entangled with a whole bunch of lies. It's a whole bunch of lies around there. Yes, the truth is there are miracles being worked. True, people are being healed. True, people are being delivered. Truth, people are being set free. But then you took that and you twisted all the rest of it. So what did Saul do in his misunderstanding of what Christianity was? He set out to destroy everybody that was a believer. He says, hey, I got to go get rid of these people, because if I don't get rid of these people, it's going to be some more stuff that's going to be happening. Paul was operating with the same mindset of what? Of the adversary. Paul was operating with the same mindset of what? Of the adversary. What's the adversary's job? To separate you from Christ, to separate you, to bring you out of alignment with the Most High. So whatever I could say or whatever I could do or however I could move to change the way that you see God, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if I get on social media or on TV or come to your neighborhood and I'm out here and I'm bashing everything that is God, I'm trying to do what? Separate you from being a believer. I'm trying to separate you from Christ. I'm trying to change the way that you see Christianity. That's what Saul was out to do. I don't need you believing this. I don't need you believing this. I don't need you thinking this way. I don't need, And you have a lot of people right now today, and they on every single platform. They in there, some of them out in the streets and everywhere. They want you to believe in everything, and they want you to see everything a certain type of way, and all this and all of that or whatever. But God is going to be God. And just like he said before, and I'm going to say it one more time for the folks that might be in my balcony today. Understand me, at his name, every knee is going to bow. Every tongue is definitely going to confess. You can say what you want to say and live however you want to live. And I'm not here to force anything on anybody. But I want you to know, when those flowers wither and that grass fade, the only thing that's going to stand is this word. That's what I want you to know. Understand me. We've seen miracles. We've seen things happen in real time. You can't tell me that the sun just sits up there all on its own accord. You can't tell me that it trades places with the moon all on its own accord. You can't tell me that the grass, it grows and then the flowers come and then they change up from one season to a next season all on its own. Baby, scientists, as crafty as they may want to be, understand me, they can't make that type of thing happen that type of way. They don't have the ability to be able to do so. I need for you to know that the scientists can only do what? Study what is already there. They can't create it. It had to already first exist for them to be able to study. That's how I know the scientists don't have nothing on my God, because you can't study what's not there. Okay, argue with somebody else. I'm just saying, you have to have something to put up under your little scope. Your little scope is just your little scope until you put something up under it. That's all I'm saying. You could be as scientifically this and scientifically that as you want to be, but how can you study what's not there? In order for you to know how to do a certain thing, it has to be something that was first there for you to study that particular thing, even for you to be able to find out how to recreate that particular thing, which meant it was already created before you did the recreation of it. Yeah. Okay then, I'm just telling you. Y'all know I don't be minding when people be mad at me. I don't be mad when folks feel away about me, girl. You can go argue by yourself, because I'm going to get my word and go on about my business every time. Y'all double tap on my screen. The fact of the matter is, you're going to, that word going to be that word, baby. And my suggestion to everybody under the sound of my voice is to get to know that word, get into that word, study that word. Don't let nobody just tell you know anything. Don't let nobody just put know anything inside of your mind. Get into that word for yourself. Open up them books. Understand me. Do your 2 chapters a day in your Bible. Do your 2 chapters a day in your self-help books. Do it every single day until you become fluent in that word. What you say, Coach, do it every day. Put that in your notes. I want you to become what? Fluent. I want you to become fluent in that word. Understand me. I want you to do it every single day until you become fluent in that word. I want you to know that word from front to back. So when the adversary is going outside of his way, do you hear me, to try to come at you, you can stand the same way that Jesus stood inside the wilderness when the enemy influenced him, right? When he was under the influence of the adversary. So he was led into the wilderness. He was at his weakest moment, right? He was experiencing his weak time. He had been fasting, and then he led out there. And even in his weakest state, he was fluent in that word. Yeah, which is like, when you're fluent in that word. Good morning, Darrell. How you doing? When you're fluent in that word, you might be low on food and you're natural. But when you full in your spirit, he still can't mess with you. Understand me? He can't mess with you when that spiritual food, when you fluent in it, when you really know that word. Baby, I want you to understand. He had strength that came up out of nowhere. You know, he hitting them with the "for it is written" all over the place. Baby, yeah, I'm not one of those. This is how you have to understand. This is how powerful this word is. Like I said before, this word won't just inform you. It will transform you. It will create a brand new you. Understand me? This word will not just inform you. It will not just increase your intellect. This word will transform you. It will change your whole entire life. It will change the way that you see life. Thank you, Michelle. It will change the way that you do life. It will change the way that you show up in life. This is how powerful this word is. I've seen people that have been in the streets their whole entire life. Understand me? Go to jail every Friday. They up in jail. Understand me? Don't get out until Sunday morning. Understand me? Every single time. And all of a sudden, going back and forth to jail, they messed around and had a Bible put over in their room and just reading that word on a regular basis. Went from knocking people's heads off to now adjusting crowns on folks' head. Then went from over there breaking in folks' houses and doing everything up under the sun to now over there helping build HUD homes for folk, out there cutting grass for the elderly, carrying bags for folk struggling out of the grocery store. Understand me? This is how transformative this word really is when it's applied to your life. When you got folk out there on the corner, I'm just giving you examples of how powerful this word can be. Understand me? If it is applied to your life, if it is taken seriously, this thing will change everything that you do in life. Understand me? You could be working the corner from day in to day out from the age of 13 to 30, but then all of a sudden end up inside of that word and you lose a taste for that corner all of a sudden. Now you don't even want nobody to touch you. You don't want nobody around you. All you want to do is be in that word. Then seeing folks strung out on everything that you can name, then found themselves over in that word. Could nothing break that habit that they had, right? They had to have it day in and day out. As soon as a dollar touched their hand, they was trying to figure out, what can I go get? What can I go get to take me to that level? I want to be out of here. I want to be out of this world. This is where you're every day. And then all of a sudden got a taste of that word. And now all of a sudden, the only thing that they crave is more of that word. This word is more powerful than these people are giving it credit. This word will change your whole entire life. This word will change the way you see life, the way you do life, the way that you believe, not just in the word, but also believe in yourself. A lot of times people don't want you to get into this word, and the reason why they don't want you to get into this word is because they know that if you get into this word, you won't also get into yourself. Oh, wow, wait, hold up. Yeah, did you guys know that the Bible does not only teach the strength of other people, but it teaches you the strength of you? Hold on. Yeah. Your friend say, bingo. That's what, yeah, I want you to know what the secret is. I'm exposing to you in real time the real secret. Thank you, Kira. Yeah. Take it. Hey. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Go ahead and process that. Sit in that, friend. Say hello. Sit in that for a second. The reason why a lot of people don't want you to read the Bible or be in the Bible is because they don't even want you to know the strength that really lies within you. How you doing, gorgeous glow? Miss you, sweetheart. Understand me. Oh yeah. See, the thing about it is when you're starting to get to know God, you're also getting to know you. When you're starting to get to know God, then you're also getting to know you. When you start learning the strengths and the ability of God, then you start to learn the strengths and the abilities of yourself. When you start to operate with Christ conscious, then you are letting go of the fleshly carnal thinking that you think of yourself, that you have a life that is full of limits, and you start to take on Christ conscious, which is a life that is without limits. So now you start to see yourself with a bigger life, and you start to see yourself with bigger self-esteem and bigger confidence. And now when you step out into the world, you're not stepping out into the world as a broken version of this person that is easy to manipulate, this person that is easy to control, this person is easy to walk all over, this is person is easy to take advantage of. When you walk out head up and chest out, and you know your worth, you know what it is that you bring to the table, and people don't like people who know what it is that they bring to the table. They don't like them type of folks. Yeah. Christ conscious. It's a threat to the enemy. Yes, come on. Yeah. Y'all say y'all came to learn. Let's do it. People don't like people who operate with Christ conscious because they know the power of you operating with that Christ conscious. They know the power of you knowing who and what you are. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that offering. Yeah. My cousin say, pass the collection plate. I appreciate you, cuz. Yeah. See, it's a different thing when your family can show up and get blessed by your word. Ain't that something? They always say the family and the friends be the last one to catch on. Mine been here from the beginning. I can't. They been here. If you talk to them, they say she been like this all her life. She been like this all her life. She's just a person. It's just a person that she is. Double tap on the screen. Double tap on the screen. If you understand, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Can I get 5 badges over there on IG? Double tap on my screen. I need 91 stars on Facebook. Double tap on the screen. You are a threat when you start operating with Christ conscious, because you're now a person that's not easy to manipulate. You're not easy to intimidate. You're not easy to be walked all over. You're not easy to be taken advantage of, because when you're operating with that Christ conscious, now you're stepping out of the norm and you're realizing that I'm living a life that it has no limits. There's no limits to what I can do. There's no limits to where I can go. There's no limits to what I can accomplish. Understand me? And people have this mentality where they've been taught, hold on, Amanda, watch this right here. People have been taught their whole entire life that you can only go right here. You feel me, Benny? You can only go right here. Understand me? When you get right there, you might as well go ahead and sit down, because ain't nobody ever passed right there. So they only want you to get right here. And when you get right here, they want you to get comfortable right there. Who says that you couldn't take it up a notch? Who said that you couldn't go higher than that? Understand me? But if they've never seen anybody go higher than that, because every time that they go right here, they stop, then they don't think that going past that is possible. And that's where you come in at. I'm going to show you a life without limits. I'm going to show you that I can do more than what you think that I'm able to do. I'm going to show you, understand me, and it's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving God right. This is not about proving people wrong. This is about proving God right. I don't wake up every single day and operate with Christ conscious because I want to prove this world wrong. I don't get up every day and get into prayer and fast and worship and study the way that I do because I want to prove this world wrong. Understand me? If my focus is proving this world wrong, then that means that my focus is this world. I'm not focusing on trying to prove this world wrong at all, because these people gonna believe whatever whatever it is that they're going to believe. And there's nothing that I can honestly do about it, because even if I'm right, if they want me to be wrong, they're still going to make me wrong in their eyes. Understand me? I can have it all the way together, but if they don't want me to have it together, they're going to make up whatever it is. Some be hating and some be lying and some be doing both. Understand me? So they're going to have their own thing going on over there. Anyway, it's not about proving this world wrong. It's about proving God right. My focus is on Christ, and my focus is showing his power. My focus is showing his goodness, showing his grace, showing his mercy, showing what he's able to do in the lives of people here on this earth. I don't have to wait until I get to heaven to experience heaven when my God is giving it to me right now today. What I'm waiting for? What am I waiting for? I don't have to wait till I get to heaven to experience heaven. When he's saying that, you can have that right now today. Understand me? You can have joy right now today. You can have peace right now today. You can experience breakthrough right now today. You can live your very best life right now today. You don't have to wait until you lay with your eyes closed and lips glued shut. Understand me? You can experience that right now today. But it's all going to be based on your level of commitment, or your level of obedience, your level of follow through. Are you willing to do the required work, the things that are necessary for you to be able to obtain the things that you say that you want? Those things require you to stay in alignment. Those things require you to operate with that Christ conscious. In Saul's situation, as he's leaving to come and persecute everybody that was a believer, what happens to Saul? Saul gets knocked on his backside. And that moment he sees the light blinds him for 3 days. Right? But when he comes off of when he hits the ground, first thing Saul says is, Lord. Now, wait a minute. You screaming, Lord, but how you know that that's the Lord? How you screaming, Lord, when you don't know if that's the Lord? Because when you have an encounter with the Most High, it's undeniable. Come on, put it in the chat. Put it in. Yeah. That's a note right there. Baby, when you have an encounter with the Lord, it's undeniable. You can't deny what you felt in that moment. Understand me? You can't deny the fact that I was minding my own business and I went to strolling and I ended up on something and I just stayed there and I listened. I was minding my own business. I was actually looking for something messy, something funny to watch. And all of a sudden I strolled up and I heard a word coming. I seen this and I stuck there and I started listening, and then I started showing up every day. Why? Because I wanted more of that word. It was something about what was being given to me that was doing something on the inside of me. It was changing something. Every day that I listened, it shifted something different. Every day that I showed up, it shifted something that was different. And before you know it, I had started a whole routine unaware. I did not even realize that I made it a routine of me watching these videos every morning, taking notes on these videos every morning, showing up in class and doing these things. These things became a part of my day-to-day life. These things became a part of my routine, my morning routine. These things became a part of the way that I was being spiritually fed on a regular basis. It was undeniable that I experienced Christ in those moments through the word that was being spoken. When you experience Christ, an encounter with Christ, it's undeniable. Everybody can be saying the same thing, but it was something different when you said it. It was something different when you said it. And when you said it, it woke up something that was inside of me, and I had to show up. He says, Lord, who art thou? Lord. And the Lord said, I am Jesus whom you persecute. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. He says, wait a minute. It's hard to kick against the pricks over here. He says, and he trembled and astonished. He said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You out here you and all your soldiers, and your job is to go find all of the believers. And when you find the believers, you got to do them something. And then all of a sudden, all your soldiers is standing out there, right? And this right here happens, right? And now they know what the mission was. They know what y'all was going to do. And all of a sudden, the person that you got the most beef with, you are now one reverencing that person, calling them Lord. That's number one. And number two, you're asking him for an assignment. How did you, wait, whoa. Something about that just ain't hit now. Wait a minute now. You told us we was going out of here. We got our swords together. We got our war stuff together. We over here ready to go turn some stuff upside down and shake open pockets and everything else. And now here you is talking about Lord, giving reverence. And number two, asking for another job, asking for another assignment. Now, didn't we just come from over there at the king, and the king gave you permission to go and do this, and then now all of a sudden you got us back over here, and you wait a minute. Now wait a minute. He says, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, arise and go to the city, and it shall be told to thee what you're going to do. And now you're taking an assignment from somebody who ain't even telling you what to go do. At least when we was over there at the king told us what we can go over there to do. It's going to be Acts 9, 1 through 20. Same one from yesterday. Now, wait a minute. Now whoa, now, hold on. Saul, we was with you. Now. You said we was going out here to go do this. The king let us know what we could go over there and do. Now here we is, right? Now here we is out here. You didn't fail. The light didn't blinded you. We don't even know what happened to your sight because we don't fully understand the depths of everything that's didn't happen. But now you referencing somebody talking about Lord, and then you asking them for another assignment, and their assignment ain't even clear. And we got to figure out how to get you over here so that you can get your sight back. We really out here, all us out here on the limb. We don't even know what's happening in this moment. I want you to understand, and that's how God works. And that right there, that my dear, that's how God works. Right there. You're not going to always have all the instructions. He's not going to always give you play by play. He's not going to always make it plain to you what you're going to be doing from this point to that point. He's just going to give you enough to get you over there. And once you get over there, then you will get that part, and you will get that part, and you will get that part. Why? Because it's one day at a time, one thought at a time, one task at a time. I'm going to give you one thing to do at a time, because if I start giving you multiple things for you to do, then you're going to start messing it up. If I start giving you multiple things to do, then you're going to try to find a way to finesse it. You're going to try to find a way to cut corners. You're going to try to find a way to go over it, go under it, go around it. I'm going to give you step by step, because if I give you multiple steps, then I know my people. I know your heart. You're going to try to do it the way that you wanted to do it, and I don't want you to do it that way. So I'm going to give you a piece here, a piece there, a piece there, so that it can properly be put together, so that the mission can be fulfilled exactly how I want it to be fulfilled, and not how you want it to be fulfilled. Because when it happens, I need them to know that it's me, not you. Yes. When it happens, I need for them to know that it's me, not you. And we know that this is the mindset of Christ. Why? Because we know that that's the mindset of Christ, because that's exactly what happened with Gideon. Gideon had all those soldiers. He had over 10,000 soldiers. And God told Gideon, what? He said, wait a minute, that's too many. Gideon over there, like, I got 3 different tribes that's coming against me. They're going to turn me every which way but loose. And I'm the weakest in the tribe, and I'm from the weakest tribe. How in the world is you telling me that I don't need these tens of thousands? I need every single piece of help that I can get. He said, you got too many. You're going to have to cut them loose. You're going to have to let some of them folk go. Understand me? He took them all the way down, left them with barely nothing. Understand me? Why? Barely nothing. He says, because when this war is won, I'm gonna get the glory. This is not about you, because we already know, Gideon, you're not capable. Understand me? You're not capable without me. With me, everything is possible. Without me, it's not. Understand me? Because you yourself already knew. The weakest ain't from the weakest. Without him, we live a limited life. With him, we live a life with no limitations. We get to decide which one of these lives we are going to live.
With him, we live a life with no limitations. There's nothing that's no good thing. Let me say it that way so that you're clear. With him, we live a life without limitations. Anything that is good is ours. He will withhold no good thing from us. No good thing. The only way that you don't get it is if he sees it and says, that's not good. No matter how much you whine, no matter how much you cry, no matter how much you throw a adult temper tantrum and fall all over the floor, if God sees that thing and see that that's not going to be a good thing in your life, he's not going to give that to you. That's not going to happen for you. That door won't be for you. I don't care how much you wanted the job, wanted the relationship, wanted the friendship, wanted the family ship, whatever ship you was trying to abort. He says that's not going in the direction that you're going to be going in your life. That's not good for you, and that won't be for you because he's not going to withhold any good thing from you. The only way that it's going to be withheld if it's not good. Hear that with your spiritual ear. Hear that with your spiritual ear. That's for the person that's waiting on something. That's for the person that's waiting on something. Yeah, if I don't get it, then it's still all good. That's God's protection. For the person that's waiting on something, yeah, that's God's, yeah, I needed that word, I received that. If I don't get that, I wasn't supposed to get it. That's God's protection. It might look good, it might look good, it might sound good, but it's something about that thing that would have not been good for me. That might, yeah, something about that particular thing that would have not been good for me. I may have not got that brand deal because me working with those people may have pulled me out of alignment. They may have been requiring things out of me that would have pulled me away from him. He's not going to give me anything that's going to separate me from him. If that job is going to keep me from being able to pray, that's going to keep me from being able to worship, being able to study, that job is going to ruin the relationship that I got with him, then oh yeah, I need to steer clear of that. He's not going to give me that. Now, if I decide to go over there and take that, and I go over there and get that, right, on my own accord, I go on over there and I say, well, I'm going to take it, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make this happen for myself, and all hell start breaking loose in my life. Yeah, that was because I stepped out of alignment, and I went over there. There you go, out of alignment over here in the red. Now I'm over there and I'm in the red again. I'm out of alignment. I'm doing my own thing, and this life is raining all up on me. I'm sick and I'm tired and I'm frustrated. I'm having adult temper tantrums one after another, and I'm begging him every single day to please get me out of this situation. No, you wanted that job so bad. You wanted that opportunity so bad. You wanted that relationship so bad, and now you over there getting your head pushed in between the washer and the dryer. Now you over there talking about, I just want to be by myself. I just want to be single. I don't want to deal with nobody. But the whole time he said, I was trying to keep you in a place of perfect peace. I was trying to teach you your worth. I was trying to show you how to be your own best friend. I was trying to get you comfortable with being by yourself. But you were so busy throwing up on every platform. I just want a text buddy. I just want somebody to talk to. I just want somebody to hang out with. I need some new friends in the area. I just want to do this and that. You were so hell-bent on having folks in your life that you didn't even realize that I was trying to help you have the right type. Okay, okay then. Well, okay. She said I was being too messy. I'm going to drink my drink. I was trying to help you. I was trying to put you in a better place. But you would much rather be sleeping with the enemy. I tried to get you by yourself so I can help you build up your self-esteem and your confidence, so you can see your self-worth, your value, so you can stop putting yourself on that clearance rack. See, he says, that feeling of being by that craving, that tug that you kept feeling of wanting to be by yourself for a while and wanting to separate yourself for a while. That was me. I was pulling you away from people. I was trying to develop a craving in you to have you fast from some folks for a moment so that you can see who's for you and who's not for you. Understand me? I didn't want you sleeping over there. I already knew King ain't had no type of king-like behavior. That's just a name that his mama gave him, honey. She gave it to him because he's cute. He can't even lead himself, let alone try to lead you. I tried my best to keep you out the bed with King, and you laid up with King, and you over there as the king, honey. I'm trying to help you. I was trying to help you. I didn't even want you to have those experiences. And this is what happens when we do what? When we step out of alignment. judgment. Now it's raining in your life because now you got Man and you got Bonquisha and you had them by King. And guess what? You and King can't get along to save your life. Understand me? So now King got to go and you over there with Bonquisha and Man and you trying to figure out, how am I going to make this work? I got 2 children to feed. I got 2 kids to keep a roof over their head. I got to do this and I got to do that. All of these are what? Oh, I was out of alignment. I was over here doing what I wanted to do. And instead of me patiently waiting on God to do exceedingly and abundantly what I could ask or think in my life, what did I do? I went ahead of him and I tried to do it before him. I made moves before him. And every single time that you do, you gonna cry. Understand me? Every single time that you do, it's gonna rain all up on you. It's nothing wrong with being patient. It's nothing wrong with waiting. Understand me? It's nothing wrong with becoming your own best friend. That right there, when you are in alignment with Christ, it's going to save you from a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. Will you make it? Sure you will. But why make it hard when it ain't got to be hard? Why make it hard when it ain't even got to be hard? And a lot of times we make this thing hard because of our own disobedience. We have to be willing to follow. We have to be willing to follow all the way through, even when we don't want to. In this situation, Saul is a great example of a person that follows. This is what happened. He followed immediately. He didn't have to go back and forth for a person who was so hell-bent on persecuting all of the believers. He sure gave up on that real fast, ain't it? He gave up on that real fast. All it took was for him to be knocked off that horse. As soon he got knocked off that high horse and that butt hit that ground, all of a sudden Paul was over there, oh Lord, what art thou? Understand me? He over there trying to figure out his own life. Sometimes God have to come and knock some sense into us. Understand me? Sometimes God have to come and slap us up off our high horse and say, hey, wait a minute. Let me get you together real quick, because I don't know what you think you got going on, but this is not what I created you for. This is not what I created you for. If you think for 1 second that this is what you about to do, no, let me go ahead. Let me get you together real quick. Now you go flying off the horse. Understand me? We know he had to hit him hard because we know how he rained down that fire for Elisha. So anything he do it with force and he do it with abundance. So I can only imagine the heaven that was falling in his hand. When, you know what I'm saying? Heaven was following his hand when he did that. So I can imagine how he got swept up off that horse. You know what I'm saying? He probably boom, boom. It probably wasn't no one hit. It probably was like a boom, boom. Had to, boom, boom. Had to hit twice or something. Now, you know he hit him hard if he slapped him blind. Can you imagine being slapped blind by God? Off your horse, on your butt, and you can't see. God, dog. Ain't that something? I ain't never thought about that like that. Just now. God, dog. You can't see. Okay. Slap that sense right on up into him. He said, who art thou? Lord. He tell him where he want him to go. And then as he's getting up to go, he tell him who he's going to meet when he get there. The only problem when he get to who he gonna meet when he get there is this man Ananias. Ananias is like, wait a minute, you're sending somebody to me that you already know is coming after people like me. Why in the world would you send him here? You giving him my location. Ain't no way in the world you want me to go and give sight to somebody that want to destroy us. But God has the ability to do what? God has the ability to make a thing behave in a way that is not consistent with its normal behavior or its normal character. Understand me? Once you have had an encounter with Christ, it is undeniable. So we have to go back to that, right? So that's why that's a highlight inside of your notes. Once you have had an encounter, an experience with the Most High, it's undeniable. It's undeniable. Understand me? So now that Saul has this experience with God, now God sends this man over there to go and give him his sight back. He gets his sight back, right? And now all of a sudden, Saul becomes what? He becomes a menace. He goes from being Saul of Tarsus to now becoming Paul the Apostle. He's now one of the greats. In other words, I said all of that today to say that God doesn't care about your past life. God don't care about the person that you were in your past life. The only person that is hung up on your yesteryears and your yestertears and who you used to be is you. You have to be willing to separate yourself from who you used to be to become the person that God created you to be. Understand me? You have to be willing to separate yourself yourself from who you used to be to become the person that God created you to be. The only person that is set up or set over there in that person that you used to be is you. And I'm going to go deeper in that to say this right here. Your haters don't even care much about the person that you used to be. They only care because you care. What'd you say, Coach? Your haters don't even care. They're not as invested as you think that they are. Let me just be clear. They only care about it for as long as you care about it. They only care about it for as long as you care about it. As long as you cry about a situation, they'll taunt you with that situation. As long as they know that they can upset you with a situation, that they'll throw that particular situation up in your face. But the moment that you take back your power from that situation and you let them see that you're no longer bothered by that situation, that you're not embarrassed or humiliated about that anymore, then all of a sudden they'll get quiet about that and they'll have to go find something else to try to use because that thing no longer has power. Yet again, I say to your soul this morning that your haters don't care about your past life the way that you think that they do. They only care about it because you do. Because if they can keep you stuck in that situation, then they still have control over you. If they can keep you stuck in your past life, then they still have control over you. If they can manipulate you, upset you, make you mad about your past life, then they have control over you. They are the puppet master. You are the puppet, and you move how they want you to move. But the moment, understand me, the moment that you take back your power and you let them know that that thing no longer has power or authority over me, you do what? You snip, snip. Now you've cut the cords off of, or the strings or the ropes of that puppet master, and you are now, understand, operating with you. It's just you, baby. That thing don't have no power over me. That don't control me. That don't upset me. That don't frustrate me. That don't fluster me. I'm not embarrassed by nothing that I've gone through. I'm not upset about nothing that I've gone through. Joseph, those were all instruments. All things that I've experienced in my life, those were all instruments. Those were all things that I had to experience. I had to go through, and so that the scripture would be fulfilled. Everything that I'm experiencing in my life is already written. Understand me, every stone that is turned because this is how it was written. My life is wrote out already, mapped out for me by the Most High God. So when I show up in every area of my life, I show up knowing that I know who the author of this thing is. I know the author and the finisher of my faith. It's God's plan. And that changes the way you do life. That changes the way you view life. It changes the way that you see life in its entirety. It changes the way you do life. It changes the way that you see life in its entirety. When you no longer see yourself as a victim, then you no longer treat yourself like a victim. When you no longer see yourself as less than, then you don't treat yourself like a person that is less than. When you don't see yourself like a person that is inferior to other people, you don't treat yourself like you're inferior to other people. Understand me, when you know who you are and you know who rests in the inside of you, you walk into any and every environment like you're supposed to be there. Folk ain't even got to know your name, but you know you're supposed to be there. People don't even have to know where you come from, but you know you're supposed to be there. You walk into the room and you don't even shift for the room shift to you. And don't nobody in there know who you are until you open your mouth. Everybody looking at you real strange, like everybody walk in and they trying to figure out who is this and what they do and this and that. And then you open their mouth and open your mouth and they are astonished. Understand me, the same way that they was astonished with 12-year-old Jesus out there teaching, out there listening and speaking and responding to all the teachers back in the day. It's like, wait a minute, who is this person? They don't look the part. Who is this person? Where did they come from? Who is this person? They don't, I never expected that out of them. I didn't think that they were going to be able to do that. Understand me, this is how he works. The ones that you didn't expect it from. The ones that you did not see it coming from. Understand me. Those of you who follow this page, majority of the time, we all have the story. You were the black sheep. You were the outcast. You were the, oh, you so hard to deal with. You so this and you so that. If that's you and that's your story, I got to put both my hands up. If that's you and that's your story, just come on, double tapping the screen. I want people to see that you're not the only one that was labeled as the outcast. You're not the only one that was labeled as the difficult one. You're not the only one labeled as the black sheep of the family. You're not the only one that was put on the outside and everybody else was seen. If you grew up in that environment and that was the life that you lived, those were the experiences that you had. I just want to see you be honest in the chat. That was me. That was me. That was me. That was my life. I had to deal with that my whole entire life. That was my struggle, not just at home, but it was also my struggle at school. It was also my struggle when I went to any of the auntie's house in the community and everything else. That was something that I had to deal with. And I want to tell you this morning, God, you are so blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed. Because guess what? All the outcasts, all the ones that everybody thought so little of, was always the ones that God used the most. Look at you. Look at you. And the whole time you was thinking that you wasn't that girl, you wasn't that guy. And the whole time God said, yeah, I was just coming for you. Understand me, Joseph was what? He was the outcast, right? Thank you so much. Is it Shamika? Shamika, thank you for the cash out. Joseph was the outcast. David was left out by his own daddy. Matter of fact, his daddy called him a runt. All of these are my nice, strong, well-built sons right here. I got another one that's out there in the pasture. He out there working with the sheep, but he's a runt. You ain't gonna want that one. Understand me. Yeah, by your own daddy. Can you imagine that? By your own daddy? Everybody, yeah, your daddy left you out like that? Come on now, let's be real. This didn't start with us, y'all. This ain't start with us. This been happening since the beginning of time. This been happening by your own daddy. It's always the ones that you think wouldn't be, couldn't be. It's always the one that is. It's always the one that is. Pick your head up. Pick your head up. This your time. This your time. Christ was not just showing Saul that he had been on the wrong path, but Christ was leading him on the right path by revealing God's message to him. God loved him dearly, and Christ was washing him clean of his own mistakes and leading him in a way for the sake of all humanity and redemption and healing. In other words, God took the very one that was the persecutor, that had the most negative stuff to say, and used that individual to become one of his strongest teachers. He took Saul, the one that wanted to persecute the Christians, wanted to shut the Christians out and do all of that. He says, you know what? Just as loud as your disrespect is, that apology is going to be even louder. Understand me? Just as loud as your disrespect was, Saul, understand me, as loud as you were about and vocal as you were about and all the things that you was about to go do, I'm going to make, understand me, your apology is going to be twice as loud. You're going to go through twice as much. Understand me, when you go and read the whole book of Paul, you're going to understand exactly what I meant. Paul was that guy, but Paul also went through some stuff. Paul had to endure some stuff. Understand me, he was a bad man way before he was a bad man. This is what we're talking about. So he went from Saul of Tarsus now to being Paul the apostle, and God cleansed him right then and there. He washed him right then and there. He reconstructed or redirected his thinking right there in that moment when he knocked him up off that horse. He had to get the sense put back in him real quick. This is what happened, but he loved him. Says deeply. Saul felt deeply loved by God. And now he knew it was God's will for everyone to feel that deep love of God and to follow Christ in the way of God's saving love. And he simply couldn't keep from going another way. Again, when you experience an experience with the Most High, it is undeniable. Even a person who was a persecutor of all the Christians is now saying, I can't go back to my old life. I can't go back to my old ways. I can't go back to my old thinking. defeated. I can't go back to my old self. What I've experienced in this moment is too rich. It's too meaty. It's so sweet. It's so good to me. Understand me. I want to feel this feeling. I want to feel it for the rest of my life. This experience that I had, I want you to understand. I want the world to have this experience. I want them to know God and know God on this level, so much so that I'm willing to go back to all the folk that I said all of this stuff to. I'm willing to go back and make that all right. I'm willing to go suffer for his sake. I'm willing to go through this. I'm willing to go through that, because this encounter that I had, it was so big. It was so big. The internal Christ is with each of us every moment to show God's love for us and to guide our conscience when we are humbly receptive to Christ, ready and willing. Two things: ready and willing to have our own thoughts newly enlightened and redirected by Christ as needed. Humbly receptive of Christ. You have to be humbly receptive of Christ, ready and willing to have your own thoughts enlightened and redirected by Christ as needed. How many times will your thoughts be redirected by Christ? How many times? There you go, Shay. I wanted to make sure y'all was listening. That's right right there. How many times will your thoughts be redirected by Christ? How many times? That's right, Chef Shirley. That's right. Is it a Mariah? Yeah. As needed. He says as needed. As needed. As needed. He says, when we are humbly receptive to Christ, ready and willing to have our thoughts newly enlightened and redirected by Christ as needed, we are guided to discern and follow the will of God's love. We are eager to live in accordance with our true identity as God's spiritual reflection. We are to live as what? God's spiritual. We are to live as God's what? God's spiritual what? We are to live as God's spiritual. I'm waiting on y'all. Yep, Chef Shirley, there you go. That's right, Queen. There you go. TikTok, y'all is not playing no games over here. Okay, yeah. There you go, Tifa. Come on. Okay, is it Damaris? Come on now. That's right, Crystal Love. That's right. There you go. Okay, IG. Purple Flowers, you got it. Leola got it. I see you over there. As God's spiritual reflection. We are to live as God's spiritual reflection here on earth. So every day that you get up, before you make that decision, before you do that thing, ask yourself, am I acting as Christ would on this earth? When you see you should see a spiritual reflection of the Most High God. When you see you should see the love of God, the warmth of God, the understanding of God. This is what you should see. It says a spiritual. We are eager to live in accordance with our true identity as God's spiritual reflection. What's my true identity? I'm one of God's kids, a chosen one, a royal priesthood, a peculiar people. That's who I am. I am a reflection of the Most High God. That's how I show up. When I show up, it's not me, it's the God that's in me. When I do it for you, I do it because that's a God in me. When I love you with the God that's within me. That's what we do. Any thought, pay attention. Fred, I love y'all. I love y'all. This is some good stuff. Any thought that will lead us away from loving others as God loves everyone is an enemy to our integrity. I need that in your notes. Any thought that would lead us away from loving others as God loves everyone is an enemy to our integrity. Any thought, I ain't even talking actions, I'm talking thoughts. I'm talking your thought. Any thought that will lead us away from loving others as God loves everyone is an enemy to our integrity. It's an enemy to our integrity. I'm waiting on y'all. I can't write that fast. It's okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. When y'all got the note, just let me know. Just put I got it in the chat. If you got the note, I want y'all to put it. There you go, Trish. Oh, you writing fast over there. Just let me know if you got it. Just say I got it. That's a good word. Got it, okay? Y'all got it over there. Y'all got it over there on Facebook. Y'all got it? IG, y'all got it? First say gratitude. Got it. Okay, right? She says, can you say it again? Any thought that would lead us away from loving others as God loves everyone is an enemy to our integrity. The reason why that is important is because the enemy communicates with you through what? Your thoughts and imagination. He gets you to think it and then see it. This is how the enemy communicates with you. So if the enemy can give you a nasty thought, a mean, an evil thought to harm someone, then you start to envision that thought. Anything that you think, you see, you do. This is why this is an enemy to our integrity. We are to shut down every negative thought and imagination. Anything that goes against that will. If you know that that's not something that God would do, that's not something that you should even be giving thought to. Shut it down. That's not something that you should even be giving thought to. Shut it down and shut it out. That's the enemy. She says that's powerful. Okay? All right, so it goes against, is an enemy to our integrity, success, and health. Christ's truth corrects and destroys that enemy. Christ's truth does what? It corrects and destroys the enemy. Christ's truth corrects and destroys the enemy. This is why it says, resist the enemy and he'll flee. Christ's truth, it corrects and it also destroys the enemy. Shuts it down completely. Can't stand against the truth. Can't handle the truth. Can't process the truth. Can't do nothing with the truth. Because as long as you're operating in the truth, you're operating in freedom. Because if the truth makes you free, then a lie will have you bound. Right? If the truth makes you free, then what will a lie do? A lie will keep you bound. So as long as you're operating in truth, then you're operating in freedom. The truth, it corrects and it destroys the enemy. It's going to keep on going. This is why it is vital important for to make sure that we are letting Christ guide us. This is why it is super, super important to make sure that we are allowing what? Christ to guide us. in every aspect of our life, in everything that we do. We are to follow and allow him to lead every single time. Right? And it says, though this faithfulness, we are living our God-given integrity. When we are operating with this level of faithfulness, we are living in our God-given integrity. We are loving as God loves, and his reflection and this reflects the love of God. Love acts as an unifying and healing influence in the world while it keeps us safe. What covers a multitude of sin? Love. When we're acting in God, then we're acting in love. Why? Because God is love. So if we're showing up in life and we're not showing up in the spirit of love, then we're not showing up in the spirit of God, right? So this is what we're learning in this moment. It says, this love is healing, and it influences the world while it keeps us safe. Safe from who? The adversary. That's what keeps us safe. That's what keeps us protected. That's what keeps us in the place that we need to be in. What a wonderful healing benefit it is for our families, communities, and nations when we follow Christ's guidance in the smallest, as well as the greatest details of our daily lives. It is the way of God's love to discern and follow Christ's conscious path. No matter what it is that we're doing on a regular basis, our number one goal is to always follow the rules and the regulations of Christ. The first thing I always say to you guys all the time is measure your life up against that word. You don't measure it up against other people. You don't try to make it seem like it's what it needs to be for other people. This is about you measuring your life up against that word. Am I in alignment with that word? Am I matching up, measuring up to what it is that God wants me to be? God is love. When we show up, we are a representation of that love. We are a reflection of God's love. No matter what it is, no matter what decisions, what's happening in that moment, this is what we're supposed to be exuding. This is what we're supposed to be displaying. This is what we're supposed to be out here in this world. It says we are never alone, dependent only on ourselves. Christ is always present to give us in the ways of God's mothering and strengthening love. Right now, Christ is revealing directly to our consciousness the truth, untarnished nature of divine love, always loved and blessed spiritual ideas. Every single thing that we do is spiritual. And the moment that we recognize that, it's the moment that our life is going to shift. It says we are what? We are never alone. We are never alone. And we are never dependent on ourselves. Why are we never just solely dependent on ourselves? Because Christ is always present to give us in the way of God's mothering and strengthening love. When he says mothering love, it's nurturing. It's protecting, providing, making sure that you have everything that you need. Yes, Christ is always there. With that mothering love, that strength, everything that you need is right there. You're never by yourself. Your knowledge is never solely dependent on you. The only thing that you have to do is make the right decision. That's it. It says Christ is revealing, he's revealing directly to our what? Consciousness. To our what? Consciousness. He's revealing directly to our consciousness your true, untarnished nature as divine love always loved and blessed spiritual ideas. You're conscious, you're getting different thoughts on a regular basis. On a regular basis, you're getting different thoughts. Things are coming to your mind. And sometimes you're like, man, I've been up. This is why it's so important for you to meditate, right? So think about this, right? When you're in meditation, you're going into that relaxation, right? You're separating yourself in that moment. So when you're there, hold on, this is what happens, right? You're there, you done did all that you could do, that you done thought about and all of that. But then when you go into meditation, then all of a sudden something hits you spiritually. All of a sudden, something hits you spiritually. You've been thinking about this for months, and this thought never hit your mind. And then all of a sudden, you find time to simply meditate for a moment. And you're like, man, out of nowhere, that plan comes together. Out of nowhere, that thing happens. Out of nowhere, the pieces just fall together. You're like, what? This is why it's so important to practice stillness. This is why it's so important to make sure that we're practicing, we're taking those time to be able to meditate, to be still for a moment, to allow God to speak to us through our consciousness, right? So it says we are never separated from God's infinite presence. He's always there. He's omnipresent. He's everywhere at the same time. For as Paul said, in him we live and move and have our being. That's going to be Acts 17:28. We are never separated from God's love, his infinite love and presence. He's always there. He's always right there. Paul says, he says, it's in him that we live and we move and we have our being. We are nothing without him. Knowing our oneness with God, God's truth and love frees us from fear. What frees us from fear? Our oneness with God. Our oneness with God. Truth and love frees us from fear. It impels us to live as God's reflection, to love every individual as God's pure and perfect idea for the sake of their and our redemption and healing. Again, it goes back to, this is not about you. This is about us as a whole, as a people. Different nationalities, different skin colors, different backgrounds. It said nothing about only this group of people or only that group of people, only that group of people. Redemption and healing for us all. That's Christ conscious. That's operating in Christ conscious, operating in love and being a reflection of who God will be right here in this earth in 2025. And we're going to continue to move forward into this on tomorrow as well. I absolutely love you guys so much, man. Thank you guys so much for lending me your ear and your heart on this morning. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. I want to personally invite everybody. I want you guys to go ahead and mark your calendars. August the 30th. August the 30th will be in my installment date. I am officially be signing in as an evangelist on August the 30th right here in Columbia, South Carolina. So anybody, y'all know I already been doing evangelist work. We already know that this is what I've been doing for over a year now, but we're going to make this thing super official on paper that particular day, right? So listen, anybody that want to be here, that want to share in this moment, and I cannot rob you guys of that. I can't rob you guys of that because because you guys have been with me since 2017. And a lot of you guys have already spoken this over my life and believed this for me for a very, very, very long time. And now that this is happening, I don't want to rob you of the opportunity of being able to be right there with me, to be able to experience that moment with me. So as I get I got the date, and I got the date, but once I get the location and everything, I will make sure that you guys will have that as well, so you guys will be able to be there in that moment and share that moment right there with me. Yeah, man, I would love to get the hugs. I would love to get the hugs from you guys, share that energy with you guys, just to be there in that moment with you guys. Is going to be amazing. So that's going to be August the 30th right here in Columbia, South Carolina. I know my people doing road trips and everything else. So anybody that's in this area, surrounding this area, make sure y'all gonna be in the building. I love you guys, man, immensely. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. And I'm gonna get up out of here. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it is your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It is your girl, Street Poet. Man, I want you guys to have an amazing, amazing Tuesday. Keep your heads up and remember, you are a reflection of the Most High God. You are a reflection of the Most High God. This weekend, I will be in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, I'm on my way. That's Pearls and Pumps pre-Mother's Day event. I am your speaker. I will be out there. And yes, I am coming with a word. So yes, I will see you guys out there in Detroit, Michigan. I got the flyer up on my page on Facebook right now. So if you have not got your ticket and you're trying to get a last minute ticket, make sure you go ahead and grab that expeditiously. I know some of them are sold out as far as her VIP and all of that, but I do think she has some regular seating available. So if you're trying to see me in Detroit, make sure you go and get your tickets. I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be good.